be screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to Cypherfics. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the third part of, What If Ichigo Enters Hazbin Hotel? Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of Takamagara 2012 on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. It was a calm spring afternoon in Shibuya, Japan. Cherry blossoms were blooming, people were chatting and greeting one another, and things were lively in the city. Even in Ebisu Park. Kids were running around, laughing and smiling, having a good time. Well, almost all the kids. Among the other kids, is a little girl, but not just any little girl, with skin white as snow, red eyes, and long blonde hair. It was none other than Charlie, when she was merely 8 years old. She wore a nice white top and a silk smooth skirt, black dress shoes and a black headband in her hair. She was a little shy, but eager to meet and make new friends. When she saw a group of kids, a little older than her, playing with the slide, she would take the chance to make new friends. She approached them with a shy smile on her face. Hi, I'm Charlie. Can I play with you all? She asked nervously. Get lost, freak. We don't need you near us. One smug boy answered bluntly, making Charlie nervous. Not only was she scared of his response, but the hardened glare that the boy gave her, left her petrified. Charlie looked down before she walked away from them, while that smug boy and the other kids on the slide all laughed and jeered at her. As she stepped down from the slides, she looked to her right to see two girls sitting on a bench playing with dolls. Maybe this could be her lucky break and make some friends. She wiped the tears off her face before walking towards them. Hi, I'm Charlie. You have such nice dolls. See, can I play with you too? Charlie asked them. The two girls looked at each other for a moment before they began laughing at her. No, we're getting ready to head home. Maybe next time. One girl answered, as they got their things and left. As Charlie turned around and watched them leave, she overheard one of those two say something that made her feel even more alone. What a freak. The other girl said, as she and her friend laughed while walking away. Tears ran down her face as she walked to the swings. She sat down on one of them before she began crying. As she sat there alone, a red-headed boy arrived at the park. When he got there, he stopped to see Charlie crying. He was concerned to see someone like her sad and alone, so he went over to go see her. Hello. The boy greeted her. Are you here to call me a freak, like the others? Charlie asked. I would never call you a freak. But I see you're new to Shibuya. If you like, I can show you around. The boy suggested as he offered his hand out to her. Charlie stopped crying before looking up to see the red-haired boy offering his hand to her. But more importantly, he saw his warm smile, which made her calm down a little. She shyly reached for Seishin's hand before she gently took it. You're weird. But you seem nice. Charlie said while Seishin took a napkin out of his pocket and wiped the tears off her face. Yeah, I'm used to it. It doesn't faze me, even the slightest. The boy grinned. Sometimes being weird is good. It makes you unique. Charlie softly laughed at Seishin's answer, seeing some truth to his logic. You may be right. Charlie replied. My name is Charlotte Morningstar. Charlotte. That's a nice name, but how about we shorten it? How about Charlie? Charlie. I like that. Charlie replied. What is your name? And would you like to be my friend? Yeah, I would like to be your friend. The boy answered. My name is Seishin. Seishin Samu. Flashback ended, present day. It's merely an hour since Seishin has gotten reacquainted with Charlie, and it has been a few hours since Seishin crash-landed in Pentagram City. Since then, he introduced himself to the others and told them his backstory and how he became a Soul Reaper. Charlie and the others haven't heard of them, but Alastor shed some light on the subject. Seishin and the other Soul Reapers are guides who help souls cross to the other side, whether they're good or bad, depending on their soul. He also has been a battle-hardened warrior, defending his home from hollow attacks. He also told them that he's the only human with high spiritual pressure that kept his body instead of separating from it. Everyone was surprised at the hardships he endured, the friends he made in the Soul Society and the challenges he had faced. Later, he was already inside the Hazbin Hotel's dining hall, eating what is now Seishin's fourth serving of Alastor's jambalaya. Everyone was surprised that Seishin ate that much, but looked so thin. Vaggie was speechless, Nifty and Angel were fascinated, and Husk was minding his own business while drinking his booze with his meal. Alastor was amazed at how much Seishin loves his jambalaya. Slow down, my dear boy. You could wind up choking on your own fork. Alastor said. Sorry Alastor, but I really like how you made this jambalaya. Seishin replied. Plus, I haven't eaten anything since I got here. I can see that. Vaggie said. What surprised me is that you knew Charlie. Oh, yeah. It was a random encounter at a park when we were kids. Seishin replied. I saw Charlie sitting on the swings crying, so I went over, greeted her and then showed her around all of Shibuya. However, the other elephant in the room needs to be addressed, Charlie Morningstar. Your Princess of Hell. Why yeah. I forgot to tell you this when we were kids. Sorry. To make it up, we'll reintroduce ourselves. Charlie suggested. I'll start. Vaggie said as she stood up from her seat. She cleared her throat and took a deep breath before she properly introduced herself. Since you already knew Charlie, so you get a pass from me. My name is Vaggie, I'm her girlfriend and manager of the Hazbin Hotel. Wow, Charlie. You got yourself quite the loving mate to have by your side. My compliments. Seishin smiled as Vaggie gave a blushing Charlie a hug. How long have you two been an item? For as long as I can remember. Charlie replied as she and Vaggie cuddled a little, earning a blush from the gray-skinned woman. Come on, Han. No delante de todas, not in front of everyone. Vaggie tries to keep a calm look, though she's in a blushing fit. Seishin softly chuckled. No sabía que hablabas español. Me gusta eso, I didn't know you spoke Spanish. I like that. Seishin said, which surprised Vaggie. You speak Spanish, too? Vaggie quickly rushed to Seishin. Si. Me alegro de no ser la única, yes. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yeah, I learned a little Spanish during my adventures in the Soul Society, and when I was on vacation with my mom and dad. Seishin replied. No es gran cosa, it's no big. Seishin softly smiled while brushing the back of his head, until Angeldust jumped in his lap. Hello, you CC stud. She greeted him, making him blush as red as a beet. I know we met back at that turf war, but after seeing your face, I can't stop looking at you and your gorgeous self. Thank you. Seishin stuttered a little. Now how's about you and I properly introduce ourselves with that strong PP inside me? Angel suggested with a snicker, until. Not now, Angel. Vaggie said as she pulled Angel by her ear, freeing him from her grasp. Down, girl. Heel. Hey. Don't you, down girl, me, toots. Angel growled before freeing herself from Vaggie's pinching. Sorry about that. This one here is Angeldust. Vaggie said. Yeah, I heard of her from the 666 news earlier. Seishin replied. Also, I was the one who pinned Katie Killjoy, moments before she attacked you. Wait, you're the one. Prove it. Vaggie challenged him, before he raised his right index at Angel. My apologies for this, Angel, it's only for a few seconds. Beikado number 61. Rikujo Keoro. Seishin called out the spell. Within seconds, Angel was being bound by 6 thin wide beams of light, around her midsection, holding her in place. Vaggie and Charlie were surprised to see those same bars of light around Angel. You have no idea how much you saved my Han, Seishin. Thank you. Vaggie said, which made the young man smile. You're not so bad. You already know my name, young man. Alastor said as he shook hands with Seishin. Not only do you have quite the strong power, but you really enjoyed my jambalaya. What can I say? Thanks again for the jambalaya, Alastor. That really hit the spot. He replied with a chuckle as Husk got his attention. You don't seem like the type to drink booze. But you do look like the type you play poker. But what the F do I know? Anyway, my name is Husk. Pleased to meet you. Likewise, Husk. Seishin replied to him as he shook his hand. Have you played poker before? Husk asked him. I'm still a little new around the basics, but I played a bit. He replied, making Husk smirk and his curiosity piqued. New around the basics, We'll play a game sometime, and I'll teach you all I know. Husk pat Seishin's back while drinking his booze. With those skills, we could win some serious cash. I'm looking forward to it, Husk. Seishin smirked before he heard some heavy breathing on his left. He turned to see Nifty looking up at the mail. Her smile was just as infectious as her gaze on the young man. Can I help you? Oh, sorry. My name's Nifty. She greeted him as she jumped on his lap, Seishin blushing at the little cyclops with the curvy figure. She chuckled before taking a deep breath. So. Where did you come from? How are you so hot? How did you get here? How did you die? Are you a good boy or a bad boy? Okay, to put them in order, Nifty, Seishin replied as he gently got her down off his lap. 1. I come from the city of Shibuya, Tokyo, Japan. 2. Just my natural good looks. 4. I, technically, didn't die. Wait a minute. You aren't dead. Vaggie and everyone else was shocked to see Seishin is alive, despite the new appearance. How can you be down here when you aren't dead? Let me see how I can explain it with visual aids. Do you have a whiteboard or something to write on, at least? Seishin wondered, which Nifty arrived with a whiteboard and a marker. Here you go, naughty boy. Nifty said in a flirty manner. He. Thank you, and Nifty. Seishin thanked her while blushing lightly. After trying to regain his cool, he began to explain what happened. 2 nights ago, there was a small outbreak of hollows in my hometown. I did take them down with ease, before heading to Karakura town to help my friend Ichigo with the hollow outbreak in his hometown, at the same time saving 2 new soul reapers from being devoured by them. Soon after, the outbreaks died down. Later that morning, I was returning home when I sensed someone following me. I lured them to Shibuya's Scramble Crossing, where I found out that these freaky-looking angels were tailing me. They looked like this. Seishin then began to draw them from memory, and to everyone's surprise, they knew what they were. Vaggie was the first to answer. Seishin, those are not just any angels. They're exorcists. Vaggie interrupted him. Exorcists? Seishin questions her. They're angels who are sent down from heaven annually to exterminate all sinners here in hell and prevent any uprisings against heaven. Vaggie explained. Why they were hunting you is questionable. If you met them and possibly fought them, then you must have met Adam and Lut. Yeah, I met them unfortunately. Seishin replied as he drew the two angels he encountered. They think I am some sort of demon, just because I have hollow powers. They fought me and Adam, he stole my powers. My inner hollow gave me a small portion of his own power into me before he, too, was taken by Adam, which is how I look like a wingless dragon. This isn't good. Vaggie was worried over this new conspiracy. Seishin is the only man alive in this world. We need to get him back to his world. His soul is ripe for the picking. Look, I understand that since I am here, I am a target for all dangerous sinners, or worse. Seishin replied. But, don't worry. I can handle myself. I fought many hollows and other various enemies. Besides, you saw me destroy Pentious Blimp earlier. Oh, yeah. What did you use to take him down? Husk asked him. I would show you this, but I don't want to damage the hotel. Is there a backyard we could go to, so I can demonstrate my powers? Ah, yeah. We have that. Follow us. Charlie kindly answered. Lead the way, Charlie, Seishin calmly nodded as he followed them all out behind the hotel. All right then, show us what you have, Seishin. Vaggie said to her. Understood. Seishin said as he took a couple steps away from the group. With this body, I can use my hollow abilities, mostly. One staple move all hollows can use is called Zero. Zero? Vaggie questioned Seishin as he picked up a boulder as big as his head. Correct. Seishin replied. The power, force, speed, and blast area of the Zero is dependent on the strength, spiritual power, and sometimes skill of the user. TLDR, the stronger the user, the stronger the attack. Observe. Seishin threw the boulder high into the air. Once it was almost out of view, he raised his index and in a few seconds, he fired a beam of crimson spiritual pressure from the tip of his finger, surprising the group. Before long, the beam struck the boulder, exploding on impact. Whoa! Charlie and Vaggie gasped in amazement. The other, since I am still a Soul Reaper, I can use my Zanpakuto. Seishin drew out his sword from the left side of his hip. Erupt, Red Nova. His Zanpakuto was enveloped in searing flames for a few seconds, turning from a basic katana to a large scarlet kyber blade with a flame-shaped hilt, metal wings for prongs and the mark of the dragon, etched into the blade as it was wrapped around, with the head nearing the tip of the sword. Talk about packing heat, literally. Vaggie said. There's an added bonus, everyone. Seishin said, which alerted everyone. He raised his Zanpakuto out. Come on out, big guy. Seishin's Zanpakuto began to move on its own, floating beside him until flames enveloped around it, growing as big as the hotel. Before long, Seishin's Zanpakuto spirit appeared beside him, letting out a loud roar. What the heck is that? Husk questioned who that is. Everyone, this is my Zanpakuto, Red Nova. Seishin said. He, along with my inner hollow, have been by my side for as long as I can remember. Don't worry, he's friendly. He can trust you all. Nice to meet you, Red Nova. Charlie said as she approached him. Can I call him, Red, Seishin? Sure, he won't mind. Seishin replied as he watched Charlie approach the dragon with Vaggie behind her. Charlie shyly reached her hand out to see if she could pet Seishin's Zanpakuto, while Vaggie readied her spear, until Red Nova softly nuzzled his snout against Charlie's hand, earning a soft growl from him. Everyone else all joined in and softly pets him. Gotta say, Seishin. You're full of surprises. Angel complimented him and he replied with a smirk and a chuckle. As everyone was petting Seishin's dragon, Charlie called out to Vaggie. Vaggie, since Seishin is here, why not tell him our plan? Charlie asked her. We saw that he has powers and a Zanpakuto. I'm sure he can handle himself. I don't know. Vaggie felt hesitant about having to explain what's been going on. I'm worried he might turn on you. Seishin won't do such a thing. Charlie said. If he would have done so since he walked into the hotel. I trust him. And I trust you. Vaggie replied. She took a moment to think it over, before she sighed. Go ahead, you can tell him. Seishin, you don't know much, but allow me to explain. Charlie begins to explain what was happening. Once a year, the angels led by Adam and Lut would come down to hell for their yearly extermination. Yeah, I remember you mentioning it in the news. Seishin said. They are your people you need to defend. Yes, that's right. I'm tired of seeing my own people getting killed each year by the angels. Charlie continued. So that's why my passion project is to help sinners redeem themselves into heaven by rehabilitating themselves in the Hazbin Hotel. I want to ask you if you can help me redeem the sinners, before the angels' next yearly extermination. Seishin pondered over the thought for a minute. In his mind, seeing a sinner getting the chance to redeem themselves is virtually impossible. Even during the times he fought hollows, he noticed that they were indeed impossible to redeem. I kinda think that redeeming a sinner is an impossible thing. Even during my times fighting hollows, I have not seen any hollows turn. Seishin said, which made Charlie seem a little down, thinking hope from her childhood friend could turn things around for her. Vaggie hugged her tightly, calming her down. But then Seishin remembered another moment in his times with Ichigo and the others that he saw other Arrancar turn over a new leaf, siding with him, Ichigo, and lending their support to the Soul Society from time to time. Others like Neliel Tuo Delschwank, her adoptive brothers Dondochaka, Pesci and Bawabua. Even Espada who sided with Seishin after saving them from Aizen's deception, like Tyr Harabel and her Frachian, Coyote Stark and Lilinet Gingerbuck. Even Loli and Minoli turned a new leaf after Seishin and Oriheim were able to heal them. Although they weren't showing it, they were relieved that they deserved a second chance. He also remembered his inner hollow as well. Memories of his moments with his inner hollow, turning from a body-possessing powerhouse, to Seishin's brother in arms. But it was all in the past. Seishin softly smiled, getting Charlie and Vaggie's attention. Ever since you explained your passion project on the news, though many demons laughed at your idea, I was captivated to see your idea. It reminded me of a couple of people who redeemed themselves during my adventures with my friends in the Soul Society. My father once told me, it takes action to lead an army, but it starts with the right words. So, are you saying? Charlie wondered as she stepped closer to Seishin. I'm not saying that it's possible for a sinner to be redeemed, but I'm saying we'll never know unless we try. Seishin replied as he powered down his Zanpakuto and returned it into its sheath. I'm willing to lend you a helping hand with your passion project. You will? Thank you. Charlie cheered with joy as she ran to hug him, making the young man blush and Vaggie surprised. And no problem. Seishin replied as he freed Charlie from their hug. So, what do you like me to do? We should start with your wardrobe. We don't want you walking like you came out from the Stone Age. Vaggie answered. Good point. Seishin said as he looked at the tattered remains of his Shihakusho. While you're down here, Seishin, make sure you keep those weapons and powers loaded, your eyes peeled and your pants on. Vaggie added. Especially around Angel, in particular. Angel laughed at Vaggie's suggestion for Seishin, before she went to shut her up. Before long, Seishin shared a laugh as well. As Vaggie managed to stop arguing with Angel, she turned to see Seishin softly laugh. Well then. Shall we give you the tour? After giving you some new clothes. Vaggie said. Allow me, my dear. Alastor said as he twirled his microphone cane while approaching him. After waving his microphone down in front of Seishin, his clothes began to shift and change before his very eyes. Seishin quickly took his Zanpakuto out from his sash and tossed it to Charlie, who, for a second fumbled, getting a grip on the weapon, before Vaggie then held on to it. Before long, Seishin appeared wearing long scarlet khaki pants with a dark brown belt, a white, button-up, short-sleeve shirt with a BLD red tie around his neck, a matching scarlet dress vest with gold accents and a blazer with the Hazbin Hotel symbol on the front right side. On his feet were smooth BLD red dress shoes. Whoa, cool. Seishin smirked as he looked all around him, admiring his new look. Now, you're dressed to impress. Welcome to the Hazbin Hotel, Seishin. Alastor complimented him. Thanks again, Alastor. Seishin said as he and Alastor shook hands. Not at all, my boy. Alastor replied before watching Vaggie toss back Seishin's zanpakuto back to him. He then slid the sheath of his zanpakuto in between his belt and pants. Sorry for the wait, girls. You were going to show me around the hotel? Seishin apologized as he patiently waited for them, now that he's dressed. Now that our new guest is here and dressed up, let's begin the tour. Vaggie said. Right, come with me, Seishin. Charlie said as she led the way. Seishin followed her back inside and up the stairs to the top floor. From there, Charlie showed them the first room, which was their own bedroom. Come on, Han. Our room first. Vaggie groaned, embarrassed to have Seishin see their room first. Come on, Vaggie. It'll be fine. Charlie kindly replied to a flustered Vaggie, who sighed and gave in to Charlie's suggestion. Fine. Vaggie agreed, before turning to Seishin. But no touching, Seishin. No need to, Vaggie. I won't bother with anything without permission. Seishin replied to her, who calmly nodded, knowing he wouldn't disappoint her. Soon after, Charlie and Vaggie welcomed Seishin to their room. Well, here's our room. Vaggie said as Seishin looked around. It was spacious like any other room, filled with fine-looking furniture, a large soft bed with multiple pillows neatly stacked in front of one another, with a heart-shaped pillow in front. Smooth silk lavender blankets neatly placed on the bed, with a red carpet-like blanket lie on top. The curtains above their bed resembled the circus big top. The posts on the bed were tied with red and white see-through curtains with strings of lights tied on each post. On each side of the bed were lights with large pillar-like light posts, each with a metallic eye design. In front of it was a red chest with a few fangs of teeth on both sides. On the far side of the bed was a long couch, and a large window with a view of the city. On the walls and on the bed stand were portraits of her and Vaggie, along with one with Charlie and her parents, Lilith and Lucifer. There were questions about where Lucifer or Lilith are, but he would rather wait until after the tour. You have such a lovely room here, and portraits of you and Charlie are really nice. Seishin said as he looked at the picture of Vaggie and Charlie during spring break. Thank you. Charlie gave me this as a gift. Vaggie replied. We've been together for 3 years now. That's great to hear. I'm glad your relationship is still strong, even now. Vaggie smiled at Seishin's kind compliment to their relationships, before receiving a gentle nudge against his side from her. Thanks. I will do anything for Charlie, she replied. Come on, let's show you the next room. Seishin followed Charlie, Vaggie and the others to the other rooms, starting with Alastor. When they walked in, he was surprised to see displays of deer antlers and deer mannequins all around his room. Beside his bed, is a classic radio on his bed stand. Next to the door to his bedroom, is a ladder that leads to his booth where he broadcasts his radio show. Welcome to where the magic happens. Alastor said. This is where I broadcast my radio shows. The better source of entertainment. I usually think TVs are better. Seishin pondered, until he turned to see Alastor looking down at him. Antlers as tall as him sprouted from the sides of his head, his eyes glowed menacingly, and all of a sudden, he grew 3 stories over the young man and the spiritual energy from Alastor grew dense like a thick fog. Never mention that around me, Seishin. Seishin grew a little nervous around Alastor. And noted. Radios are better. Seishin quickly replied before Alastor returned to normal, with a short, but happy chuckle. All is well, my boy. Lessons learned. Alastor gently pats Seishin's backside before an idea pops up in his mind. As a matter of fact, I should do a radio show tonight. Besides, Vox knows I'm here now. Vox? Who the heck is Vox? Seishin wondered. Oh, he's another overlord. Alastor answered. Seishin pondered over who Vox is, but now he has the distinctive feeling that the two might meet. Shortly after, everyone left Alastor's room and went to Angel's room. To his surprise, Angel's room was already designed to her liking. Her bedroom was designed to match who she is, a famous pawn star. Her bed pressed against the wall has 2 long and fluffy pillows, with a silk blanket with fluff on the ends. Beside her bed were glowing strings with hearts attached to it, and above the bed is her name in neon lights. On the right side of the bed is a dark pink makeup table and next to it is a cabinet, where her dresses, and her toys are stored. When Seishin looked in it out of curiosity, a second later, he bolted out of her room, with a blushed face as red as his hair. Are you okay, Seishin? Charlie asked him. Let's just continue the tour, please. Seishin suggested. After the tour, Seishin and the others returned to the entrance of the hotel. Well, that's the whole tour. What do you think? Charlie asked him. Aside from the randomness, this place isn't half bad. Seishin replied. I think that out of all the places in hell, this is pretty tame. I like it. If you need help against the angels, then I'm your guy. That's good. We could use the additional help and you seem to be such a nice guy. Especially since you met Han when you two were little. Vaggie chimed in. Besides, it's not every day we have a soul reaper on our side. We're glad to have you with us, Seishin. Thanks. Seishin said. Remember, since you're down here, you must pretend that you're a sinner. Charlie suggested. Yeah, well. With the way I look now, I doubt anyone would actually notice that I'm alive. Seishin said as he looked at his semi-hollow form. Which reminds me again, what are you, currently? Vaggie asked him. Thanks to my inner hollow giving me a small portion of his powers, I am what appears to be my semi-hollow form. Seishin replied. Basically, my body is partially hollowified, but I still have control over it. Yeah, that's going to take time to understand. Vaggie said. But the bottom line is, with that form, you're undercover. Pretty much. Seishin replied before Charlie gave him a key. Come with us, Seishin. We better show you your new room. Charlie said before she and Vaggie led Seishin to his new room, 1 floor below their room. When they stepped inside, Seishin softly smiled as he looked around his new room. It may look basic, but it's better than sleeping outside. What do you think of your new room? Vaggie asked. It's comfy, that's for certain. Seishin said. Is it optional to customize the furniture or the room itself? It's entirely up to you. Charlie kindly replied. You are in control of your room. I think I can get used to this. Seishin said as he looked at his new room, thinking of what he could add in there. Well then. Once again, Seishin, welcome to the Hazbin Hotel. If you need anything, please give us a call. Charlie said, which made Seishin smile. I will. Seishin nodded, until a question came to mind. Charlie, what are your plans for later this week? I'm going to call my dad and see if he can give me a chance to talk with Adam and try to reason with him on the extermination. Your father? Is he the king of this world? Seishin questioned her out of curiosity. Actually, yes. Vaggie replied, which surprised him. Charlie is the daughter of Lucifer, the king of this world. Seishin immediately connected the dots, thinking back to him saying that Charlie is the princess of hell. Followed by the picture of her with her mom and dad. God dang it. He muttered as he smacked his own face with his own hand. Walked right into my own answer. You okay, Seishin? Charlie wondered. Yeah, I kinda figured it out. I remembered the portrait of you with your mom and dad. Seishin sighed as he brushed the back of his head. While we're on the subject of it, what happened to your parents, exactly? How long has it been since you last talked with them? Charlie felt a little down when Seishin asked her a personal question. It is true that she hasn't spoken to her mother in years, while she does talk to her father over the phone sometimes. If you're not comfortable about that question, then we can talk about it later. Seishin nervously said, I don't want to pry into your personal past. It's okay, Seishin. Truth is, I haven't talked to my mother for about 7 years. Charlie replied. But I'm sure she's doing something important. As for my father, I'm sure he's busy as well. We do talk over the phone every now and then. But I haven't seen him in some time also. Seishin pondered briefly over Charlie's answer. Lilith hasn't seen Charlie for 7 years, though Charlie says she's doing something important. Lucifer, on the other hand, does call her every now and then, just to check on her. He thinks something is rather off about it, but he'll continue to listen to Charlie, while she's still feeling optimistic. I understand, and I know you're doing your best to live up to your mom and dad. Seishin said. It's just like how I am a soul reaper. My grandfather was a soul reaper also, before he died. He was honorable, kind, selfless, and sometimes a funny guy. So when I wear my shihakusho or wield my zanpakuto, I honor my family, grandfather and my ancestors before him, soul reaper or otherwise. Wow! I never knew you have such a historic legacy, Seishin. Vaggie was amazed at his backstory. You're one bold man, Seishin. Seishin. Thank you for the kind words, and for telling us about your legacy handed to you. Charlie said as she and Vaggie hugged him for a moment. You're welcome. Seishin softly smiled as he chuckled a little. Hey, if it's okay, can I just take a small walk into the city? I do need time to adjust myself into this city some more. Well. Since you are pretty much a living weapon, I think it's alright. Vaggie said. Remember what I said, Seishin. I know, Vaggie, eyes peeled, weapons loaded and pants on. Seishin replied, which made Vaggie smirk. Seishin smirked as he gave them a thumbs up, before stepping out for a walk. Minutes later, Seishin was in Uptown Pentagram. His hands were in his pockets, as he was walking casually. Before long, he stopped by a clothing store and saw many outfits and other styles of clothes. Curious, he went inside and saw many outfits. As he was looking around, the shopkeeper, who is a male imp of medium height with one broken horn, saw him looking around and went to go see him. Hello, there. The guy greeted him. You seem to be new here. See something you like? Oh, no. I'm just browsing around. Seishin said as he turned his attention to the imp, which he grew surprised at. Oh. I know you. I saw you brawl those other guys in front of that bar earlier. I gotta say you got some skills. The shopkeeper said. Ah. Thanks for the compliment, but it's no big deal. Seishin said as he brushed the back of his head. It is to me. Those guys always try to trash my store, every now and then. The shopkeeper said. It's about time they got their just desserts. I know you're a busy man, so let me give you this promotion, anything you like in this shop, it's yours to own. No money, no strings attached. Anything I like here? Seishin questioned him. Without any drawbacks or tricks. I know hell is full of sinners and I can't blame you for not trusting anyone here. But it seems Princess Charlie has trusted you. The shopkeeper replied, which surprised Seishin, only to realize the blazer he is wearing has the Hazbin Hotel symbol on it. I am an imp of my word, young man. Anything you like in this shop, you keep. It's the least I can do for you showing those guys that trashed my shop, what for? Very well, I'll gladly accept your offer. Seishin softly smiled as he offered his hand out to the imp, which he happily accepted. Seishin took a moment to find something else to wear until he found what he wanted. Moments later, he stepped out wearing a black short-sleeved shirt with a gold zipper in the middle, a red vest with the collar sticking up around his neck. Black pants with red zipper-like accents on the upper outer thighs, and black sneakers with red soles. He then placed his zanpakuto on a clip attached to his belt around his waist. He also has a bag where he neatly kept his hotel uniform in. You look absolutely stunning in that outfit. The shopkeeper imp said. Please. Come back any time if you want something else. I'll pay you back for the clothes. Seishin said. No need. The shopkeeper kindly replied. You saved my business, so it's the least I can do. You have a hellish night, young man. You have a hellish night, too. Seishin nodded with a smile before leaving the store. Shortly after, he walked through the dim-lit streets, keeping watch of his surroundings. Before long, Seishin was walking through the entertainment district. As he was traveling through this new part of town, he was slightly surprised at the many nightclubs, bars and shops. Some female demons and femboys were standing at some corners, waiting to bait in anyone that looked their way. Seishin didn't want to be lured in, so he used Sonido before anyone noticed. Once he landed on a rooftop, he got a better look at the entertainment district, and in the center of it all, is a tall tower with pink-tinted windows surrounding each layer while decorated in red glowing LED lights. The rest of the layers have LED rings surrounding the roof, going from cyan, red and magenta from top to bottom. On top lies a large satellite dish, and in front of the satellite dish are 3 verses, one in each color. The large V is cyan, while the one on the left is red and the one on the right is magenta, although there's a sign in the middle V that resembles lips, though it did gross him out. Judging at the gaudy design of that tower, that must be the heart of the entertainment district, he thought as he remembered something Alastor once said during his tour around the hotel. Something about this Vox person. Something tells me that this Vox person, he's one of the verses, Seishin added. He tightened his fists for a moment before taking a deep breath to remain calm. I better move on, I think I overstayed my welcome in this district. He muttered aloud before he or the other verses might spot me. Seishin backflipped off the rooftop before landing safely on his feet. As he was brushing off the creases on the front of his shirt, he caught the sight of a group of demons standing in front of some TVs, looking at an advertisement. New Vox Tech Designer VYR Scopes. The announcer said. Peeping on the neighbors has never been more stylish. Vox Tech, trust us with your money. Seishin was disgusted at the thought of people buying this rubbish on V, then again, this is hell, he's in. Before long, the entire crowd ran inside to buy those scopes. Seishin sighed, covering his head in shame before walking off. As he continued walking, he saw others standing in front of the TV stands in stores, seeing all the same trashy products they're selling or watching some shows, before saying the catchphrase, Vox Tech. Trust us. But the difference is, everyone's eyes were hypnotized, giving in to the screen's desires. I know I like to watch my shows or buy some things like any normal person should, but this is ridiculous. Irritated, Seishin raised his right and left index fingers before quickly firing his ballast at each phone they all had in their hands with precision, destroying them with ease. Then he aimed his right index at the TV stores and fired a zero in each place, blowing them up with ease. One of the debris from the destroyed stores struck a demon in the head, killing them instantly. But to Seishin's surprise, he sees a set of keys on the ground. As he picks them up, they radiate, leading him to a Harley-Davidson-like bike, but the frame was designed like the skeleton of a demon had taken over it. Reminds him of Ghost Rider's bike. However, when Seishin gently placed his hand on the bike, his hollow energy surged from his hand before the bike was enveloped in its black and red aura. The eyes on the bike went ablaze, while the skeletal chassis reformed itself into that of a hollowified dragon. Whoa! Looks like I'm learning more skills with this hollow ability. On top of steadily mastering it, I got myself a new ride. Seishin was stunned that the bike now answers to him, since its former user died. He got on the bike, revved the engine while hearing it roar. Charlie and Vaggie are gonna flip when they see this. Seishin smirked as he then drove off from the wildfire that he made, unaware that there was a camera out in the streets, watching everything that happened. Elsewhere from the confines of the V-Tower, an overlord was watching everything that happened. A 7-foot-tall, slim-figured demon with a flat-screen television for a head. The monitor projected red eyes with cyan pupils with different colored outlines, black for his right and cyan for his left. He also shows a mouth full of sharp cyan-colored teeth and a matching long-pointed tongue. He also wears a navy blue tuxedo with the jacket sporting coattails, red-trimmed cyan lapels, matching thin stripes and lining worn over a black and red-striped waistcoat, which he wears over a collared bluish-white shirt with an upside-down broadcast symbol and a rather large, red bow tie. On his feet, he wears dark gray-heeled dress shoes with cyan-colored laces, toes and tips on the heels. He watched the denizens of hell from his monitors, hypnotized to what product they wanted, or TV show they were watching. Seeing them under his hypnotic control is satisfying to watch. He began to laugh at how the suckers of Pentagram City are giving in to each of his words and buying all of his Vox Tech products. Man! The people in this city are so gullible. The demon said, I'm playing the people in this city, like a harp from hell. Before long, there was a red alert going off in his domain, which snapped him out of his zone. At the same time there was a phone call going off from his monitor of a face. The demon immediately answered it by transferring it to another monitor, revealing a slim and rather petite demon with cedar brown skin, and long curly hair kept into pigtails with bangs by black hair ties. Her hair is colored in a longing red that features the insides colored in a faded dark navy blue, and white swirled streaks on her pigtails and one on her bangs. Her eyes have white irises, red sclera and slit-like pupils, and her makeup consists of burgundy eyeshadow on her eyelids, and black lipstick on her lips with a strip across the center of her mouth, which has fangs inside. Her clothing is that of a set of skull earrings, and a sleeveless dark navy blue coat with burgundy lining and two longing hearts on the left side of the fur collar. Her coat is usually worn over a sleeveless, black turtleneck CRP top that includes two longing hearts on the chest. Her loose pants are colored in navy blue and longing red in a striped pattern, held by a dark navy belt with a white heart-shaped buckle. For footwear, she wore navy low-heeled shoes with white pom-poms on top. She accessorized with black striped fingerless opera gloves with alternating colors, white for her right glove and longing for her left. Oh, hey Velvet. What can I do for you this hellish evening? Cut the CRP, Vox. Did you see what's trending on social media? Velvet said to her business partner. No, what happened? Vox wondered. This was trending all over social media. Velvet said as she sent the information to him. Mysterious mail destroyed many Vox Tech stores. He what? Vox yelled before Velvet sent him the video. As Vox watched it, he was shocked to see the mail, which happened to be Seishin, destroying all Vox Tech stores and phones many people were holding around the block with his Zero and Bala attacks. This but destroyed my products. Vox yelled as sparks of electricity surged all around him, nearly causing the tower to go into a blackout. Does anyone know who he is, or where he lives? No one knows. Velvet replied before she heard someone yelling and screaming in the background. Anyway, your little boy toy is wrecking my department. Get your butt up here now. Arg. Damn it Valentino. Vox's look becomes deadpanned while Velvet hangs up, irritated at the thought of Valentino going into a temper tantrum, and the fact a mysterious mail destroyed a few stores full of Vox Tech products. When I find that man, I'm going to make him wish he was double dead. Vox growled. Right now, first things first, calming Valentino down. As midnight came, night filled the sky, and all of Pentagram City was lit with neon lights. Seishin was sitting on the roof of the hotel, pondering over his first day of being in hell, ever since his fight against Adam and Loot. He was still surprised to see his childhood friend, Charlie, who he later discovers is the princess of hell. A smile is made on his face as he accepts the fact that everything that had happened prior to his fight with the angels is real. He looks at the city before him, seeing this sleazy New York, Vegas-like world. It's chaotic all around, but at the same time, there is beauty hidden behind the destruction, the salvage, and the crazy. Just then, Charlie went up to see him sitting on the roof. She went over to sit next to him. He then noticed her sitting next to him. Couldn't sleep? Charlie asked him. No. But I'm adjusting. Seishin replied. Adjusting to what exactly? Charlie questioned him, wondering what he meant by adjusting. So many things have happened. I mean, I'm literally in hell, sitting next to my childhood friend, who happens to be the princess of hell. Seishin answered. This is a whole new world I'm seeing before my own eyes and I'm kinda fascinated. It's funny. I'm also trying to adjust, myself. Charlie softly chuckled. I'm striving to prove to the world that sinners can be redeemed, if they choose to. It's a strong road for me, that I know, but at least I won't be alone. Alongside Vaggie, Alastor, Angel, Nifty and Husk, I'm sitting with my childhood friend, who happens to be a soul reaper of all things. Yeah, this is surprising for both of us. Seishin softly chuckled. I remembered something else during the day. Yeah. I think I know what you mean. Charlie chuckled alongside him. The day we went on a sightseeing tour around Shibuya. They both said. Perhaps, one day. You can show me around your hometown again. Charlie wondered. I'm sure Vaggie, and the others would like this. Do you think that Ferris wheel is around there? That Ferris wheel? Oh yeah. The Odaiba Pallet Town giant Ferris wheel. Yeah, that's still there. Seishin remembered. You were rather nervous when we got on it that day. Yeah, but it went away when you held my hand and at the same time got a great view of your hometown. Charlie replied with a soft chuckle, before regaining the sense of proving everyone that sinners can be redeemed with her passion project being a success. Managing this hotel won't be easy, especially since I have Vaggie, you, Alastor, Angel Husk and Nifty, but with people like us, it's not so bad. Well, it's like you said, Charlie. You won't be alone. Seishin shifted his eyes to Charlie with a warm smile on his face. As Charlie gazed at Seishin, a light pink blush appeared on her face. She softly chuckled before resting her head on his left shoulder, with her eyes closed. Just then, she began to feel some warmth within her soul. Her blush darkened and her heart was racing while she wrapped her arms around his waist. Seishin blushed a little when Charlie was hugging him but smiled at how gentle she was. He softly pets her head while looking up at the moonlight. Redeeming a sinner isn't impossible, but it is difficult, at least I think, it might be possible. Seishin thought, man. How can I say no to Charlie? I must be one gullible guy. Hey, Seishin. I think I have an idea for what we can do for next week. Charlie suggested as she looked up at him with sparkles in her eyes. You do? What do you have in mind? He wondered. I have the best idea to reach out to sinners about the Hazbin Hotel. Charlie replied. We can make a commercial. A week had passed in Pentagram City and Seishin was getting the hang of his new roles as a member of the Hazbin Hotel staff. During the day, he helped with fixing breakfast for the staff, and helped Nifty with cleaning, which even she was amazed with Seishin's ability to make flame clones of himself using his Zanpakuto. He spent some time with Husk, with his poker skills. He saw some amazing improvements in his skills and told him that one day he'll take him to play some games with other contestants and earn some cash in between. He also spent time on getting used to his new body and what abilities it unfolds. Over time, he eventually grew stronger with his hollow powers and the side effects of his keto had weakened. He also got the hang of almost half of Pentagram City, visiting some of the districts such as Industrial and a little bit of Doomsday, although that area is something he might not want to be in often. As the afternoon continued, he was putting on a show in the dining room, fixing pizza for the staff. Everyone was thrilled to see Seishin making the pizza like a professional. How well he used his zanpakuto to shred the cheese and slice the toppings all while they were in the air for a bit, before they landed so evenly on the dough. After one toss in the air, he placed a large pizza pan on the flat side of his zanpakuto and cooked the pizza in front of them within seconds. Afterwards, Seishin then used ulquiorra to duplicate the pizza into 3 large pies. Here you go, everyone. 3 large supreme pizzas, Samuel style. Seishin said as he twirled his zanpakuto in his hand before it returned to its sealed state and back in the sheath. Seishin watched as everyone all took a slice. Charlie was the first to bite into it, until... Seishin, this is great. Charlie cried. Vaggie was surprised before she took a bite into it as well. Even she was fascinated. Han's right. This is delicious. Vaggie added. No one in hell can compare to this level of pizza making. Angel said as she savored her slice. Your pizza is giving my jambalaya a run for its money, Seishin. Such a marvelous job. Alastor said as he and Nifty were enjoying their first slice. Your pizza tastes great. And it goes well with my booze. Husk complimented him, earning a chuckle from the young man. Much appreciated, everyone. I'm just glad you all are enjoying this. Seishin happily replied. As they were starting to eat their second slice, Seishin sensed a presence near the hotel. Sorry to pause our pizza party, but I sense trouble and it's rapidly approaching. Before long, an explosion occurred near them. Seishin appeared in front of them using Sonido and used Beikado number 81. Thank you, blocking the flying debris from harming anyone. When everyone came out they saw a familiar sight, in the form of Pentious Zeppelin. Show yourselves, Alastor and Seishin. Pentious announced from his blimp, while looking down at the group. Alastor later joined Seishin, Charlie and the others after eating another slice of pizza with bits of dead deer as toppings. Seishin was slightly disgusted but he pushed that thought aside as he saw Pentious slowly approach them. Ah geez. Pentious, again. He had to show up during our little pizza party. Seishin groaned in annoyance. No need to be upset, Seishin. He's no threat to us. Alastor said in such a jovial mood. Silence. Sir Pentious exclaimed. Now cower for when I finally defeat you two, the almighty V's can finally see me as their equal. Ooh. Wait, who are the V's? Nifty asked. Oh, nobody important. Alastor kindly replied. Allow me to kick him out. Seishin was about to draw his zanpakuto out, until Alastor stepped in his way. No need to draw your weapon out, dear boy. Alastor slightly turned to him. Since you worked so strong to give us that pizza party, allow me to handle it. It's only fair. What are you going to do? Seishin wondered, which made Alastor laugh a little. Just watch and see. Alastor replied before Seishin sensed Alastor's power rise. At the same time of the Seishin's pizza party, back at the V Tower, Vox was back in his office, reviewing the recording that Velvet sent him recently, the video of Seishin destroying stores with Vox Tech merchandise in it. Thankfully, the cameras didn't completely see Seishin's face, or him wearing his Hazbin hotel uniform. Seishin's demon-esque look completely masked his identity, making him blend in with the denizens of hell. Vox was irritated at how someone would be immune to Vox's advertisement and destroy them so easily. The television demon grew furious after seeing the recording, until he got a phone call from Velvet. He shifted the call to the monitors in front of him and answered it. "What is the problem, Velvet?" Vox questioned her fellow V-mate. "You better focus your anger on Valentino instead of me, Vox." Velvet snapped back at the angered television demon. "Get your butt up here and calm your PSS baby." Velvet immediately ducked her head from a chair being thrown in her direction. "Again, Valentino. Damn it." Velvet growled before hanging up with Vox. The television demon sighed heavily before he went up to console him. Seconds later, he appeared in Valentino's dressing room, a suite-like apartment room with a very good view of the city. When he walked in, the room itself was spacious and decorative with the finest furniture hell has to offer, dual opening doors accompanied by 2 loyal workers at the entrance, a 50-inch plasma screen TV on a small cabinet, a spiral stairway and multiple portraits of himself in his work. The difference in his room is the red smoke fogging up the room. A normal demon would be struggling to see where to go within this smoke of that magnitude. Within the smoke lies Valentino himself. Valentino is a 10-foot-tall moth demon with lavender skin, cerise pink eyes, which he's always depicted wearing gold-rimmed, heart-shaped sunglasses with cerise lenses. He has a slender and somewhat muscular build with broad shoulders. His mouth is full of sharp cerise teeth with a single gold fang, sitting on the far left from the center. His outfit comprises a pair of large red moth wings that features zebra print fur outlining the edges, while the interior is darker colored with several heart designs. However, they are currently wrapped around his body to form a floor-length coat with white fur at the wrists, as well as black and white striped fur trimmed down the center front to the bottom hem, and 3 white stripes on both hips with a heart-shaped design on the back. This coat is pinned with a gold chain and gold love heart-shaped brooch fastening at the BRST. He also has an extra set of arms just above his hips. His hands and forearms are black, mimicking black gloves, while the upper halves are his normal skin color. He wears a gold chain necklace hung down to his chest, gold arm bands on his lower wrists, each hand having 1 gold ring. Lastly, Valentino wears a red top hat with a wide, asymmetrical zebra-printed hat band, in which his antennae poke out like feathers. Under his coat, he wears a chest-exposing dark gray shirt with rolled-up sleeves that are held together by 2 gold buttons, alongside white dress pants held by a black belt with a golden love heart-shaped buckle, and a pair of high-heeled black boots. Finally, Valentino barked as he sat up from the couch. He had nothing but an angry look on his face. His left eye wide open with his right squinted, his teeth barred with a scowled look and red wine drooling down his lip. He held a martini glass in his upper left hand before throwing it on the floor, breaking the glass in the process, as he began to stand up. "Kitty, another drink." Valentino ordered a robot that looks like a jester to bring him another drink. Once he got his drink, he turned his attention to Vox. "Can you believe what that piece of SHT did? The ungrateful were." In a fit of rage, Valentino threw another glass, only for Vox to take a step to the right before the glass hit the door, shattering it to pieces. Which where are we talking about this time?" Vox questioned Valentino, although he knew who he meant. Angeldust. "Who the hell would I be talking about?" Valentino answered as he leaned into Vox, scowling mostly at himself. "That F-slot walked out on me. Me. I made her. Without me, she's just a walking bag of meat with some mildly entertaining holes. Angel quit?" Vox wondered, which brought a smile on his face, until Valentino brought reality back to him. "No. She didn't quit." Valentino answered, snatching the phone from Vox's hands and threw it at the wall, shattering it to pieces. "It's worse. She moved." Figured as much to see Valentino in a temper tantrum over Angeldust. Vox thought, as his anger mildly began to swell, though it's not visibly shown. "She thinks she can walk in here, work and then go home somewhere else." Valentino continued as he walked towards his wardrobe. "Can you believe that? She thinks she can walk off and shack up with Lucifer's bimbo daughter. Angel is living with Lucifer's daughter now? Vox questioned him as Valentino opened his wardrobe. Yeah, that beach. Chalky, or Chandler, or something mannish. She's got this hotel and Valentino kept butchering Charlie's name as he was getting two pistols. One was red and black with a zebra pattern around the revolver, another was a gold-plated pistol. Ah. Which of these makes me look sexier? Valentino asked Vox as he showed him the two guns, making him decide on what suits him better. Heh. What are you doing, Val? Vox chuckled, thinking what he is doing is ridiculous. Before long his smile faded and a scowl was shown. At the same time, his left eye began to get all statusy, when he said to Valentino, "You're not going over there. That slippery slot is going to remember who owns her." Valentino said as he gripped his red and black pistol firmly in his right hand. "I'm going to F everyone in that rancid shithole, I swear to God." Val. Vox called out to him in a distorted voice as he pulled the moth demon to his attention, just moments before letting out a forced chuckle. He and Val then walked towards the window and took in the view of the city. Think about it. Our brand is perfection, and what do you think chasing whores around town will do for our image? F it up. Valentino answered. Right. Vox smiled at Valentino's answer before he continued. Do you want people thinking you can't control your employees? No. Valentino answered again. Exactly. Vox replied. And hey, you still have her under contract. She isn't going anywhere. So you should. Do nothing. Valentino answered again. Great idea. Vox replied while hugging Valentino close. Now that's why they pay you the big bucks. But I really wanted to shoot someone. Valentino whined like a little kid. Well, let me call up the lowest earners this month. Vox said, which made Val smile and regain his calmness. Oh, you know me too well. Valentino said as Vox walked off to view the monitors, until Valentino said something else to get his attention. You know. Angel isn't the only one spending time at that ratty hotel with the devil's princessa. Oh, who else is there? Vox wondered. Someone who owes you money. Oh. Someone who owes us much more than money. Valentino answered as he waved his cigarette around like a magic wand. The radio demon is there. Those 3 words were more than enough to make Vox angry. Not a normal kind of angry, but bearing a deep grudge with. His history with Alastor went way back, and his presence was a deep stain on his perfect plan of his. Static surged around his body while he briefly left a deep scratch on the metal cabinet. What did you just say? Vox asked in his distorted voice again. You heard me. Valentino answered. You're saying that Alastor came back, and he is with Lucifer's daughter, and that wasn't the first F thing you told me? Hey, killing Alastor is your KNK. Valentino said as he played a live stream recording, thanks to one of Vox's VYR scopes. Vox and Valentino watched as Alastor was torturing Serpentius while he's inside of his Zeppelin. Ah. Oh. Please stop. Pentius cried, though it was to no avail as Alastor was merely laughing his head off, enjoying the show he created. Alastor? I think he's had enough. Charlie called out to the radio demon, while Angel, who's standing next to Charlie, watched him with a smirk on her face. Nah, he's got a few more hits in time. Angel said as she along with Alastor watched as Serpentius fell out of his Zeppelin and landed face first on the ground. Unfortunately, one of his egg boys broke upon landing near Charlie. Ah. Thanks for another forgettable experience. Alastor said as he slightly leaned against his microphone cane. Thank you for letting your guard down. Pentius attempts to pull a sneak attack on Alastor, only to wind up tearing off a piece of his coat. Before long, fear shivered down his spine as he saw Alastor very mad. He saw antlers sprouting from his head, an unusual green glow bathed both him and the ground around him in its light, and before long, an explosion happened, sending Serpentius flying across uptown. Holy SHT. I better remind myself never to PSS Alastor off. Seishin thought as he watched Serpentius fly across the air like a shooting star. Well, it looks as though I need a visit to the tailor. Alastor said, feeling chipper after that fight. Best of luck, chums. Alastor said before he walked off. Alastor. We need to get this wall fixed. Vaggie called out to him. It's okay, Vaggie. Leave this to me. Seishin said as drew his Zanpakuto out and used his Hano Kuron to create a few clones of himself before having them gather tools and extra wood from the hotel. Everyone was impressed, and Angeldust, well, she got impressed to the point of arousal. I do love me a man with a giant tool. Angel said as she began to flirt with Seishin and grab his crotch, while the male was getting easily flustered. At the same time, Valentino was getting pissed, seeing Angel flirting with Seishin. Look at her flirting with that guy, and he's not even paying. Valentino growled at the young man who was blushing from Angel's advances. Who is that? Whoever he is, I'm gonna kill his whole family. Valentino grinds his teeth, seeing Seishin chuckle sheepishly while Angel was warming him up, before he noticed something in the air. Valentino quickly replayed the last few scenes of the recording, earning a growl from the moth demon as he watched Angel flirting with Seishin and making him flustered. As Valentino was pissed off at Angel's affections on someone else, he turned to see Vox even more pissed off because of a big reason, spotting the radio demon as he was walking away from the hotel. That effer is back. Vox growled. Yeah, I thought he was gone for good, too. Valentino added. It's been 7 years. Are you still pissed that he beat you that time? Valentino questioned him. F you. Vox rebuked. Just saying. Valentino said, while he and Vox continued to watch what's going on. Back at the hotel, Angel continues to flirt with Seishin some more, grabbing his crotch and pressing her voluptuous body against his left arm. As Seishin was nearly getting drunk from the blushes and compliments, he noticed a drone flying by. Seishin's eyes grew cold as he remembered what it was, those VYR drones that were advertised on TV the other night when he was walking around the entertainment district. I would rather not have anyone watching us from behind a camera, like the perverts they are. Seishin said before quickly firing a bala from his right index, at the camera, destroying it with ease and cutting off the feed from Valentino and Vox. Before the feed was abruptly cut, Vox caught sight of a familiar person from another night. Vox took a closer look at the recording before comparing it to the recording of what happened that night. A red-haired male with red eyes, wearing a black short-sleeve shirt, thin red vest with the collar sticking up around the neck, black pants with red zipper-like accents on the thighs and black sneakers. When he saw the video of the male destroying Vox Tech merchandise, and compared it to when Angel was flirting with him, Vox got so pissed, he almost caused a blackout throughout the building. Vox, what's the matter? I know killing Alastor is your kin dash, Vox quickly interrupted. That guy. That FING man there. Vox spat with venom in his voice as he paused at the moment Seishin was about to fire his bala at the flying drone. He's the one who destroyed my merchandise that night. No way. That guy. Valentino wondered as he looked at Seishin from the recording. Gotta say, he does look pretty hot. I'm going to make that FING prick pay for this. Vox growled. Calm down, Vox. Valentino said. It's like you asked me, what would chasing whores, or in this case, that man there, would do for our image? F it up. Vox replied. Fine, but I'll make sure he'll pay, and I got some ideas in mind. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for part 4. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author Takamagara 2012 on fanfiction.net. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.